Hello, everyone, and welcome to a little bit of ELDOA Yoga. This practice today is going to be focused in on twisting, so we'll do a little bit of shoulders, a little bit of hips, and bring that together with some twisting. So let's begin in seated. Be a cross-legged position, or could be kneeling. And let's use this as the opportunity to arrive. Take a moment to pull the flesh of the buttocks out of the way so that sit bones can settle. And with your exhalation, allow your eyes to close. So we allow the eyes to close so that we can turn our awareness inward. About all that energy you put out into the world through your eyes to pull information into you all day. So now as we close the eyes, we begin to gather inward information, assessing the scene on the inside. So as you inhale, take a sense of how your body feels physically, mentally, emotionally. And as you exhale, let it all go, allowing yourself to just arrive in this moment with your body, with your breath. Your next exhalation, allow your sit bones to sink and root into the earth as if you're plugging yourself into this moment more completely. And allow the inhales to lift you up through the crown of your head. So your exhale feels that rootedness and reaching down of the sit bones, while the inhale allows that effortless rising up through the spine. Let's begin to balance the effort there, rising up and rooting down. Softening through your belly, soften through your jaw, your eyes. And so now keeping some awareness in the spine. Take a moment to tune into the sounds around you, as far away as you can hear. Bringing your awareness closer, the sounds in the room. Bring your awareness closer to the four corners of your mat now, all the way into your body, sitting here on the mat, breathing. Allow your awareness to sink more deeply into yourself in this moment as you feel the air on your skin. Feel your clothing resting on your body. Feel all of this going on in this moment right here, right now. With a sigh, let all the tension go from your body. Allow it to be this simple as we move through this practice. Just like a light in the darkness now, your breath becomes your awareness point. You follow that light, you follow that breath deeper. Following the breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Allow the jaw to be soft, the body to be settled. Placing one hand on your collarbone, one hand right at the bottom of the breastbone. As you breathe in, notice the direction of your breath as you inhale. You want to inhale and draw the breath deep down to that hand on the bottom of the breastbone. And then as you exhale, effortlessly exhaling out, feel your breath moving in and out of your body. Feel your spine rising up and rooting down. Feel yourself in this moment. So allowing the breath to be drawn in and down. Allow there to be width to that inhale. So the rib cage expands out towards the side walls with the inhale. softening back in on the exhales. If you can hear your breath, turn it down, just like the volume on the radio, turning the breath down. So you can barely hear it as it passes in and out of your nostrils. And now placing a little more awareness on your exhales now. Notice the length of your exhales. If it feels available to you, lengthen your exhales by 1 second without changing your inhales. And now with your next exhale, release a little more tension around your breath. Maybe your belly softens, your face softens, allowing the breath to be an effortless part of your being while at rest, but also as we move into this practice. So we set the tone now, we set the connection, the awareness points now, so that as we move through our practice today, we continue to maintain some awareness in our physical body, how we align our joints and our spine. We'll also keep some awareness in the breath, the energy body. Continually moving energy effortlessly in and out, quiet, smooth, effortless breath. Follow your exhales to the end now. Notice there's a transition point. There's a pause. When the exhale is complete, before the next inhale arrives. Establish all 3 parts to the breath here. Inhales, exhales, and the pause. So the breath cycle is complete. So that as we move through this practice today, you're bringing that awareness of breath with you. If you feel you've hit a challenging part within your practice, within your body, you'll simply push pause. Come back to this natural, relaxed way of breathing, and then continue. So we allow this to be an opportunity to feel into our bodies and explore, not an opportunity to force them into positions and postures. Allow the breath to be your guide. The breath will maintain its fluid, gentle way when we're feeling and not forcing. The breath becomes stuck and rigid and tense when we begin forcing our bodies to do things that our mind wants or our ego wants. So if you notice that happening, maybe it's the breath changing, maybe it's your body tensing. Without judgment, we'll put it aside and simply come back to breath. Next, inhale, bringing your hands together in prayer position, maybe bowing your head. And just take a moment to send some gratitude out to yourself, having the ability to move your body, to be here today. You're setting an intention for your practice. Whatever it is, take that moment to acknowledge your beingness. Your next inhale will open the eyes, interlock the fingers, press the palms out and up. Feeling this lengthening up through the side bodies. We lift and we breathe. So we're lifting and elongating from hips all the way up through the ribs, all the way up through the armpits, all the way up through the arms and the palms. Retracting the chin in, dropping the chin to the chest, continuing to reach up through the palms, continuing to lengthen the spine up, even as we drop the chin down. As you exhale, feel that rooting down into your sit bones. We'll take one more breath here with that quiet, gentle, slightly elongated exhale. We round into flexion. Inhale, open the arms up, press the breastbone forward. Exhale, rounding the spine. Do that 2 more times. Inhale, open. This time, arms come a little higher and wider. Exhale, rounding into flexion. 1 more time. Inhale, rising up. Breath go forward, finding extension in your spine. Exhaling forward. Next time we inhale, rise up. Interlock the fingers once again. Press the palms to the sky. Pull the chin in. Inhale. Exhale, press the palms to the sky any amount more. And then with your exhalation, side bending over to your right. Inhaling, rising up, side bending over to your left. 2 more times on each side. Inhaling, rising up. Stay with me. Going to offer a different variation here. As you exhale and come up, let your arm come up first. So it's a domino effect. And then your arm pulls you all the way up. So we start to get some opening through the neck. Taking it over to your left. Inhale. And as we exhale, the arm comes down. And like a domino, I get to about there and I feel how the arm wants to pull me back up, but the whole time opening up through the neck. 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do that domino once again. We let the arm release down. Inhale, pulls us back to center. Exhale to the other side. The arm releases out of it and begins to pull us back up. Inhaling, lengthening the spine up. Rooting your sit bones down, pull the chin in. Let's just take a moment to feel this sense of elongating up on the inhales and the exhales. Knees are pressing down strongly. And with your next inhale, we'll interlock the fingers right above the crown of the head. With an inhale, lift up. Lifting all the way up again, just like we mentioned at the beginning, from your hips to your ribs to your armpits, all the way up through your arms. We inhale, elongate. See if you can pull the tip of the chin in just a little bit more so it helps create some length through the back of the neck. So we're holding here with a straight spine, not here, right? So pull the belly back a little bit more. See if you can plug those sit bones into the floor any amount more. With your next exhale, we're going to round it forward again. Inhale, open up. Circling your arms back behind you. Notice which shin you have in front. We're going to do a similar sequence, but cross the other shin in front. So bring the legs up. And first, let them just go side to side. And as we let the legs go side to side, see if you can keep the shoulders down and back here. So we're still open up through the chest. Good. Now return back to breath if you lost your awareness of that. Be surprised if you did, right? We move through this practice and I speak words to you, your brain gets drawn out into that kind of awareness of doing, right? So can we keep some awareness in the breath, in the being aspect of this whole experience? Let's do the second side. So if you're following me, this time left shin is in front. Inhale, take the arms up. Maybe you're interlocking the fingers with the other index finger in front this time. Pressing your palms to the sky. Draw the chin in. Drop the chin to the chest. Taking a few breaths here to find that length through the side body. Ribs all the way up to the palms. Inhale, and as you exhale, round your rib cage forward. I should say round your rib cage back as your palms press forward. And then we inhale, open up, little extension. Exhale, 1 more flexion. Inhale, rising up, lifting through the side body again. Exhale, take your side bend to your right. This time we're going to roll the rib cage forward. And then we're going to open back up to neutral. Pick any one of those arm variations to come out of it. If you want a little more neck opening, domino the arm down first. Bring yourself back to center as you inhale. Exhale, you take it over to the other side. Keep the chin drawing in. With your exhale, roll the rib cage forward. And with your inhale, open it back to neutral. Let the arm domino back down, pulls the rest of the body up. Inhale. Interlock your fingers. Reaching yourself up to the sky, coming into the ELDOA for T6, T7, 1 more time. And we're practicing the ELDOA with the straight spine. So you want to pull the abdominal wall and the bottom front ribs back enough so that it takes those wrinkles out of the spine. Imagine if you had your shirt on, you got wrinkles, you can see them in my shirt. I'm going to pull everything back to take the wrinkles out. And once I'm there, plug the sit bones down, plug the knees down. Don't worry, I didn't forget about you. Keep breathing. So even as we work the intensity of this posture, can you keep the ease and fluidity of the breath? It's possible. Keep practicing. Take one more breath. Inhale. Let's take a side bend to the right this time. Roll the rib cage forward. Let's roll it back too. So as you inhale, you're going to roll the rib cage open. Stretch that arm back behind you. Backstroke like move. And then inhale, bring the arms up, passing through center. Lengthen. Exhale, side bend left. Inhale to lengthen through the right side body. Exhale, roll the rib cage forward. Opening it up, big backstroke of the arm down and back. Then we come back to center and elongate. Inhale, exhale, release the arms. Let's take a couple tree huggers here. So start with the posterior tilt, pull the belly back, tighten your belly muscles as you round here. Inhale, open up, press the breastbone forward, find extension. 2 more times. Exhale, posterior tilt. Again, contract the belly muscles, pull the belly back to have an effect on the back body. Inhale, open. 1 more time. That's it. Finding even more fluidity with breath. Exhale, round. Tuck that chin to chest. Reach your fingertips forward. Inhale, lift and open. Exhale, arms come down. Unwinding your legs. Let's bring the hands back behind you. Fingertips towards the body if possible. Otherwise, choose either hands out or back. Okay, this one just helps us to open the wrists too. Roll the shoulders down and back. Pull the tip of the chin back, lengthen through the crown of the head. We're going to keep this lift of the chest as we take the legs side to side again. Okay. So notice as I'm moving my legs, I'm keeping this openness here. I could do it here, but I want to get as much out of this practice as I can. So if I really work this, not only am I working on my posture muscles that can help keep my shoulders back, but I'm helping to keep my chest open. I'm helping to elongate my neck, taking stress off the neck too. 1 more time to each side. And then we're going to come back up to center. So walk your hands back towards you. Okay, grab a yoga strap. We're going to make our way down to the floor. And so from this position, on our way down to the floor, okay, we're going to start with first this upright spine. Pull the chin in, reach the crown of the sky. Exhale, root into the sit bones. And let's just do a few posterior tilts to start this roll down before we do the whole roll down. So with your exhale, you're going to do a posterior tilt and start pulling your tailbone towards your pubic bone. As your pubic bone pulls towards your navel pulls to your breastbone, and we round the spine, tucking your chin to your chest. And then begin releasing. Do an anterior tilt and come back up. Okay, 2 more. Tuck your tail. Tailbone goes to the pubic bone to the navel to the breastbone. Chin to chest. Hold. Exhaling, tighten your belly muscles more. Notice the effect on your lower back. And then relax your belly muscles. Anterior tilt. Inhale, come forward, lengthen the spine. 1 last time. Again, moving with awareness, asking you to initiate that movement with the tailbone moving to pubic bone to navel to breastbone. And then pull the belly back, pull the chin back. Notice what happens when you tighten those belly muscles a little bit more. Exhale, drop your shoulders away from your ears. And now relax your belly muscles so you can move into an anterior tilt and come forward. You got it. Let's do that 1 more time, bringing it all the way to the ground. So posterior tilt, rolling back. Now tuck your chin into your chest and pull yourself as close to your knees as you can. And then you're going to walk your feet back towards you, come into a balanced position here. And that's it. And then from here, you're slowly going to try to bring yourself to the floor. Have fun with it. And as you come onto your back, you can pull your knees into chest with you, elongating your spine along the floor. Take your knees wide. Ideally, you're holding on to the tops of the shins. Okay, so it's a little variation on a sacral ELDOA, so it helps open up that sacral lumbar space. So imagine that you have two pockets, back pockets, okay, one on each side, and you want to flatten those pockets onto the floor, okay? So if I pull the pockets off the floor, it looks like that. I could also pull them off the floor by doing this. So if I pull my shirt up, you can see that upper part of the pocket is not on the floor. Here, bottom part of the pocket, not on the floor. So find that place where the pockets can be flat. And then the sacrum is right in the middle. So see if you can get the sacrum flat. Let your legs be relaxed. Hip joints as relaxed as possible. Let your arms pull your knees downward and wide. Okay, we're not here with this. We're wide. From here, now that we've got the pockets and the sacrum flat, flatten your lower back. So cross your waistband first is a good starting point. And then your lower back, your lower spine is like a stem coming out of the earth. Lengthen that area all the way up to the base of the rib cage. So now you got your pockets, your sacrum, your waistband, your lumbar spine, and the bottom of the rib cage on the floor. Maintain all of that. See if you can pull your knees to the floor a little bit more. Yeah. Now maintain that. Let that space between your shoulder blades sink to the floor. Raw strap area too. Skipped over that one. Don't want to forget it. So now pockets, sacrum, waistband, lumbar spine, bottom of the ribs, bra strap area, shoulder blade area, all on the floor. Maintain that. Pull your knees down again. Pull the chin down. And now begin to gaze down toward your toes. And breathe. If you forgot to breathe and all that, layer it in now. Now sensing the back of your head and your sacrum on the floor. Imagine you're on ice. They're like ice skates, moving in opposite directions, sliding away from one another, but maintaining all those points of contact on the floor that I spoke about before. Let's take a few more breaths here. Keep using your arms. So I'm really using my arms to pull down, and I'm lengthening my spine out. I find it's really easy to lift the waistband and lower back off the floor here. Maybe it's more challenging in a different area for you. So just check in. You keep the pockets down, one more round through each, sacrum down, waistband, lower back, bottom ribs. Exhale, let them sink. Bra strap area, shoulder blades, chin is down, and then we're sliding the back of the head and sacrum away from one another. Eyes are open, looking down the body. One more breath. And then inhale, exhale, pull the legs back into chest. We're going to release the feet to the floor one at a time. From here, I'm going to take the strap. We're going to place it around the right foot. We're going to stretch the right leg up to the sky. Don't forget about your pocket, okay? We use that as a reference point today. So push your right heel to the sky, press your right pocket down. And notice, a lot of times I found from doing this pose for many years, I really focused on pushing the heel up and the toes down. And I wasn't really thinking about the whole anchor of the leg being back down here. I had such a different sensation of the stretch when I pushed my pocket down. Now, you saw me do that here to here. Not a big movement, but a very different sensation in the back of the hamstring. So to help yourself with that, you can put your hand under your right pocket and squash your hand into the floor as you push your heel to the sky. Okay, you can keep it there if you'd like. You're going to maintain awareness of that, but bend your right knee. So pocket stays down, and now stretch your left leg out. Stretch your left leg out. Pay attention to that left leg for a moment. I want you to anteriorly tilt your pelvis to arch your back. Notice how that left thigh gets closer to the ground. Push out through your heel. And now zip your pubic bone back up to your navel to your breastbone. Lengthen your spine along the floor like you just did. Pulling the right knee into chest. Anchor your right pocket. And then we'll stretch the right leg out.
Don't worry about how close you get your leg this way. That's not important here. I don't know where along the way we all thought that was really important here. You are going to get more out of it, I think, if you anchor your pocket and focus on a straight leg. You gotta open this space. So if your knee is kind of bent, no, this isn't open. So place your fingers in the back of that outer right knee and press the outer right knee away from you. Okay, if you don't have a strap, you could hold here and focus on pressing the back of your thigh away from you. Anchor that pocket again. If I go too far here, I'm going to either bend the knees or lift my pocket. So find where you need to be. Find your breath. Keep reaching out through your heels, anchoring your pockets, lengthening your spine. Take another breath, and then we're going to repeat that on the other side. So switching sides, right knee, just switch from there, get the strap around the arch of your left foot, and then we'll stretch the right leg out along the ground. So we'll pull the knee into chest. Arch the back, so it helps us descend the back of the right thigh, press up to the right heel. Keep the back of the right thigh down, but notice our pocket came up, so we've got to address that too. So that's where I pull from the pubic bone to the navel to the breastbone. Now I'm trying to keep this thigh down and the top of my pocket. Maintaining that as I explore straightening this leg. Okay. And so you can see from there, I've still got a little bend in the knee. So we can place the fingers either on the back of the thigh or the back knee here. And I'm going to anchor my left pocket and press the back of their left knee away from me. Not letting this right side pop up. Keep anchoring both pockets. Keep stretching out through the heels. Shoulders to move away from your ears, chin down. Find your breath. And then once you feel that fluid rhythm of breath, you can check out the sound of the breath. I'm not going to use our Ujjayi breathing for this, if that's a thing that you generally use. I encourage you to also practice what I call the active gentle breathing. I think it's a really good practice for when we hit those difficult spots within the postures, kind of like life, right? When life hits us upside the head, as I like to say, we can still breathe fluidly. Keep our cool, keep our calm. One more breath, and then release. Put the strap to the side for a moment, bringing both feet to the floor. Wiggle your heels close to your buns. Let's do a little bridge, little opportunity to lengthen the lower back before we go further. So you're going to bring your hands alongside your body, palms down. Keep the chin down. You're gazing towards your knees. We're going to press the feet into the floor and do a posterior tilt. So tailbone to pubic bone to navel, navel all the way to breastbone, and then relax. Okay, let's do that 2 more times. Don't engage your buns yet, just your lower abs, your lower belly muscles, your pelvic floor. So here we go, pubic bone to navel. Let's be those pelvic floor muscles. It's your pubic bone, your navel to your breastbone. It just pulls your sacrum off the floor. So if my hand were my sacrum, I've just kind of done this. So the top of my sacrum is still on the floor. Now we're going to release. Relax the belly muscles. One more time. Okay. Zip your pubic bone to your navel to your breastbone, and you start pulling your sacrum off the floor. And then we release back down. One more time like that, adding a little bit more. So peel your sacrum off the floor. Now we want to lift the butt off the floor. That's when we're going to press the heels down, engage the butt muscles to lift. Keep this strong posterior tilt to lengthen the lower back. Keep the chin down, eyes on your knees. Inhale, arms overhead. Your arms are your tool here to help you traction your spine. So I want you to actively reach out through your arms. And then we're slowly going to release the spine down. But the whole time I'm trying to pull my sacrum away from the back of the head. Relax everything at the bottom, including the arms. Arms come back down. Repeat. Okay. Pull the tailbone to the pubic bone to the navel. It's pelvic floor. And then we start getting into lower belly muscles where we go pubic bone to navel to breastbone. When we lift off, it's glutes. Lifting up. Retract your chin, look towards your knees. Inhale, stretch your arms overhead. Try to reach them further away from your body this time. Inhale. Exhale, slowly releasing down, moving your sacrum further away from the back of your head. Make sure your chin doesn't pop up here. Keep it down. Release the arms one more time. Don't forget to release the pelvis fully, and then we go again. Here's pelvic floor. Pull the tailbone to the pubic bone. Pubic bone pulls towards the navel. There's lower abs, and then we have lift off. That's where the glutes kick on. We're lifting up. We've still got a strong posterior tilt. Chin down, eyes on the knees. Inhale, arms overhead. Stretching them even more strongly out this time. Start that releasing back down from the highest vertebrae down to the lowest. We go all the way down. Move your sacrum a little further away from the back of your skull before relaxing glutes, lower abs, pelvic floor, and then finally arms. Inhale, take your arms into T position. Separate your feet as wide as the mat and take your legs over to the right. Okay, so as the legs go over to the right, we're going to do a posterior tilt on that left hip. If I engage the left glute, create an openness here, I'm going to get a nice stretch deep into the belly. Arms in T position. Turn your rib cage to the left. Take a few more breaths. Notice the legs are going right, but I'm cueing the rib cage to go left. Inhale, bring the legs up. Exhale, dropping them to your left side. Strong posterior tilt on your right hip. Means the right glute's engaged. I'm opening through this part of my hip. I'm going to turn the rib cage to the right. So legs go left. Rib cage goes right. Spine is long. Breath is easy. Your next inhale, pull the legs back up. One at a time, pull the legs into chest. We've already done this one, so let's just take a shorter hold this time, so I don't have to spend so much time on the cues. They show you from this angle. So legs are wide. Anchor your pockets and your sacrum. The arms are a very active component as well as elongating the spine. So pull the knees down to the floor. Anchor your sacrum, your pockets, your waistband. Inhale, exhale, anchor your lower back, your bottom ribs, your bra strap area, your middle ribs, and your shoulder blades. Inhale, exhale, retract your chin and slide the back of the head away from the sacrum. Keep pulling the knees to the floor. Take a couple more breaths here. Each breath in elongates the spine. Exhale, it elongates it even more. Good. Now keep your spine nice and elongated along the floor. Release one foot and then the other. Grab the strap. All right, taking this into a deeper stretch this time. We're going to do midline cross to a rotation. Some of you might want a brick handy here. So you can have a brick and you can place it over to the left side of your mat. You got one. All right, so stretch your left leg out along the floor. Practice getting that anchored. Okay, do a little anterior tilt. And then once the back of the left thigh is anchored, you're going to navel the breastbone. From there, straightening the right leg. Press the back of the knee, the thigh away from you. Inhale. Exhale, anchor your pockets. Good. We're going to place both straps into your left hand. Place your right hand on your right hip and push that thigh away from you. Keep the right pocket down. Start to cross the body just slightly with that leg so that your pocket stays sewed to the floor. If you go too far, it comes up. Okay, so pocket stays down. And turn this way so that you can see what I'm doing. Keep holding and breathing. Okay, so we started here. Hand on thigh, pocket down, cross the midline. That's it. We're not twisting yet. We're just crossing the midline. Keep pressing that right thigh away from you and pull your right toes in the direction of your left shoulder. Keep pressing the back of that outer right thigh away from you. Stretch out through both heels, lengthening through the crown of your head. Find your breath here. What do I mean when I say find your breath? What does that mean? First, you notice, what is it doing? Are you breathing? Are you holding it? Are you tensing it. What is it? What does it sound like? We do weird things with breath. Okay, it's a really cool thing, I think, to learn to bring awareness to. So if you can hear your breath, quiet it down. There's tension around it. Unwind the tension. And if you can, my experience is that I've gone too far in the posture, gone so far that I can't unwind. So if I release out a little bit, now I can breathe. Now I can actually do some of these adjustments I'm asking you guys to do. Take a couple more breaths here. Stretch out through the heel, but anchor your pocket and open the back of this knee. Inhale, exhale, release. Pull that knee into chest for a moment. Try to flatten the pocket and the lower back on the right side. And then release, right foot to the floor. Pull the left knee up, bend the knees. Take a breath here. Notice any differences. Second side, left leg. Drop the heel up, press the leg to the sky. Stretch your right leg out. So we practice like this. So keep your left leg bent for right now. Do an anterior tilt so you can anchor the back of the right thigh and then pull pubic bone to navel to breastbone. So we've got pocket and lower back anchored. Keep the anchors as you straighten your left leg. Both straps into your right hand. Left hand on left thigh. We push the thigh away. Okay, keep trying to open the back of this knee here. Cross the midline of the body. And then pull the left foot towards the right shoulder. So last time we were doing right foot to left shoulder. Now we're going left foot to right shoulder. But we want to keep the pocket on the floor. If I go too far, the pocket comes up and I've lost all sensation of stretch. So anchor the pocket and push this thigh away. But your toes are trying to go to this opposite shoulder. So we're working that connection between your left hip and your right shoulder. Let's take a few more breaths here. Can you anchor that pocket more? Remember I gave you that cue. You can put your hand under your sacrum and that left side of your sacrum. Try to squash your hand. And you'll notice it's crazy to me how little efforts of pushing down can change the stretch. But this is how we're getting into the fascia of the body. 2. Take another breath, and then unwind the stretch. Come back to neutral, release that knee, place both feet on the floor, knees are bent, pause. Okay, let's do one of those bridges before we do this last little piece I got for you. So posterior tilt, okay, pelvic floor, lower abs, pulls pubic bone to navel. I start lifting up using the glutes. Strong posterior tilt. Notice I'm not lifting as high as I can go. It's not a yoga bridge. I want you to more stay in that place where you can keep the pelvis in posterior tilt. Chin down, eyes on your knees. Inhale, take the arms overhead, stretching out through the arms. Inhale. Exhale, you're trying to elongate on the way down. So you start tucking your tail and moving your sit bones as far away from shoulder blades and your upper body as you can. Once the hips get all the way down, we inhale, smooth, gentle exhale, arms come down. Last round, strap up that right foot. Okay, stretch your left leg out first, anchor the back of the thigh, and then anchor the pockets, the lower back, right leg comes up. Both straps into your left hand. Okay, so we're going to twist this time. So now your pocket's going to leave the floor. Okay, if you know this one, feel free to go into it, but if you don't, stay with me. Okay, so we're going to bend the left knee again, pick your hips up, shift them over to the right side of your mat. I don't know, 4 or 6 inches. Enough so that when you roll onto your left side, your hips are perpendicular to the floor. Okay, so if I put this brick here, this is a good way to monitor too if you have a brick. Now I'm going to try to keep that left pocket on the brick as I press the heel out. If you have 2 bricks, this one could go under my left foot and give me a little support. Okay, so if it's a really intense stretch, I support at the foot. Okay, so here's what it looks like here. Stretch your right arm out overhead. Okay, now, as you can see from the side, I'm arching my back, so I'm not really getting that length, which is going to limit my twist. So I'm going to pull the belly back. I'm also going to pull my pocket back, my right pocket back, stretch out through the right heel, and then you're going to inhale, twist your right arm out to the right. So now we've got a nice twist going on. So twists are going to go from the inside out. So we're going to start with the deepest abdominal muscles, the deepest muscles closest to the spine. We say it that way, the muscles closest to your spine. And then we can use the outward muscles. Okay, so let's go ahead and explore that. I want you to think about lifting your bone up towards your navel. Pull your navel up towards your breastbone. Pull the breastbone up all the way up to the collarbones, all the way up to the crown of your head. There you go. So we create length. And now try to turn your belly button to the right. Keep your pocket on the brick. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Think about turning your rib cage to the right. Inhale, exhale. Turn your chest to the right and stretch out through your right arm. Your head can be on straight. It can be turned right. It can be turned left. So now from here, you can press your left elbow down into the floor to turn your chest to the right more. That would be moving more into those external muscles to help facilitate the twist. Stretch out through your left heel. Lengthen your spine. Exhale, turn your chest to the right any amount more. And then we're slowly going to wind out of this. So if your head's turned, bring it back to center. You're going to release that right knee, pull it into chest, roll onto your back, hugging the knee into chest. Take a couple breaths with the knee into chest. Just let that side of your body relax for a moment. All right, bring both feet to the floor. One bridge. Okay, pull tailbone to pubic bone to navel, navel to breastbone. Eyes open, looking at your knees. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Exhale, strong posterior tilt. Stretch your sacrum away from your hands as you release. Notice any differences between the sides. Let's repeat that on the other side. Strapping the left foot. Holding knee into chest first. Stretch your right leg out along the floor. Anchor the back of that thigh. Doing that anterior tilt helps with that. Okay, so I anchor there, and I adjust up here. Pubic bone, navel, navel to breastbone. Pull it all back down using just enough belly muscles. Not all of them. I don't want to cement it to the floor, right? I just want to use the perfect amount to get my spine in place. Once I'm there, stretch the leg up, go straps into the right hands. Find straight legs. All right. Bend your right knee. Pick your hips up, move them over to your left about 6 inches. And then you're going to roll onto your right hip, straightening your right leg. Okay, so this is where I gave myself a little support here because it's pretty intense. Stretching out through your right leg. Stretching out through your left arm. Find length through your spine here first. And so right now, honestly, I wouldn't worry about feeling too much stretch, right? We're just in the beginning stages, and notice all the cues help ratchet it up a little bit. So we don't want to be at our end game. We've only just begun. You're gonna not have anything left, right? So stretch that left arm out to the left. Stretch out through your right leg. Okay, so let's lengthen the spine first. So pull from your pubic bone up to your navel, navel to your breastbone. Lengthen your spine all the way through the crown of your head. Exhale, stretch out through your heels. Maybe you have this other brick behind you to monitor your pockets, right? So I'm going to push this heel, my left heel, towards you, but I'm going to pull my pocket, my left pocket, back to the wall behind me. And that's when I really feel that start to open up through my IT band and outer hamstring. So now from the deep muscles outward. So inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, think about turning your belly button to the left, away from your left foot. Inhale, lengthen. Find those deep muscles that help you turn your rib cage to the left. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, turn your shoulders to the left. And then you press down into that right arm to help you turn yourself to the left any amount more, while maintaining length through your spine, awareness of breath, pocket back, heel forward on the left side. Soften your jaw. Can you find that ease and fluidity with your breath again? A couple more breaths here, pulling that left pocket back towards the wall behind you as your heel pushes away. Inhale, exhale, we begin to release. Bending your left knee, rolling onto your back, hugging that knee into your chest. And as you hug the knee into the chest, we flatten the pocket, the breath. Both knees come into chest. Take the knees wide, flatten the pockets and the sacrum, waistband, lower back. Bottom ribs, middle ribs, broad strap. Shoulder blades. Chin is down. Spine is long, actively elongating. So the sacrum and the back of the skull move in opposite directions. Use your arms. Pull so much on those knees that the upper arms touch the floor. Inhale, exhale, knees come back in, maintain the length of the spine, one foot comes to the floor and the other, arms alongside your body, palms down, one more bridge. Starting with that posterior tilt, pull your tailbone to your pubic bone, pelvic floor, a little bit of lower abs by pulling the pubic bone towards the navel, and then we start lift off, so that's when the glutes engage, so lift the pelvis. And then I start lifting up a little higher, lengthen the spine, gaze towards your knees. Inhale, arms overhead, stretch out strongly through the arms. That's it. And now starting with that highest vertebrae, begin to release back down, maintaining your posterior tilt all the way down so that you release down through the spine, lower back, waistband, sacrum, pockets, lower abs, pelvic floor, release. Arms release completely. Take your feet a little wider, let your knees collapse inward. Let's take a few breaths here. Find that natural, gentle rhythm of breath again. That's very quiet as it passes in and out of your body. So if you can hear the breath, a great place to start is by quieting it down. Take as much time as needed to establish that. Some days it might take longer than others. By tapping in and noticing where we're at, only then can we appropriately respond. The difference between feeling versus forcing. Let's go ahead and bring ourselves up to seated. Pull the knees into the chest. Rolling over onto one side, bringing yourself up into seated. All right, actually let's come back onto all fours. Let's pass through that position, a couple things there before we come into seated. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Start with that posterior tilt, round into flexion. Inhale, extension. Let's move from cat to cow a few times here. Exhale, round. Inhale, head and toe will come up. Next time you're in flexion, hold it. Tighten your belly muscles. Okay, so tighten here so we can release more in through the lower back. Walk your knees back maybe 6 inches or so. And then keep reaching your arms forward. Keep pulling your belly back. Maintain your posterior tilt as you reach back towards angry cat. That means no heels on your butt, no butt on your heels. It's not a child's pose. It's an angry cat. We release with an anterior tilt. It straightens the spine as we come forward. Repeating that posterior tilt. Good. Press your arms forward. Pull your belly back as far away from your thighs as you can. Pausing about 3/4 of the way. Anterior tilt. Reset the spine. Inhale, come forward. Last time. Okay, try to pull the belly further away from your thighs now. Arms reach forward even more strongly. Anterior tilt, soften into a child's pose for a couple of breaths. Regain an awareness and connection with your breath here. Feel the breath moving your ribcage. Find even more ease around your breath here. Make it a little quieter. Or maybe you're elongating your exhales just a little bit. Your next inhale, rolling your spine up. Now we're going to come into a seated position. So for your seated position, I'm going to bring the legs out. Right leg can stay bent. So this is option one, this position here, okay? Actually, let's go ahead and take this one first. I'll take it you there in stages. So your right heel is about in line with your left knee. We're gonna grab onto the shin. We're gonna elongate the spine upward. Okay, before we do much more, make sure you feel that each sit bone is equally rooted into the earth. So maybe you have to rock back and forth a few times. Now find that anchoring. Bring that right leg, or your left leg, out to the left a little bit, about midway. Roll the leg internally, so the kneecap is in, big toe is in. And now, just like you worked on opening the back of that left thigh when we were on our backs, I want you to do that now. So really reach through that left heel. So we press the back of that knee down and open the leg. Good. Inhale, exhale, get even taller. Beautiful. We're going to keep hold of that right leg with the left hand. Bring this other hand out for a moment. Lengthen your spine upward. Pull the tip of the chin back. There's a good chance to make sure you're not rotated. So square your chest to the front. That's it. Good. All right, from here, taking that right arm out, find external rotation of the shoulder. Extend the wrist. Open that palm. We're pressing palm, arm, and shoulder blade forward without rotating. Chest towards me. With your next inhale, take that arm up and alongside your ear. We're going to press up through that palm here. Again, make sure you're not rotating. That's it. Anchoring both sit bones. Lift through the sideways from your hips to your ribs, ribs to your armpits, lengthening all the way up through the crown of your head. Find the breath in through the nose, out through the nose. Make it a little quieter. Still find the depth with it. Find a little more length on your exhale, a little more length in your spine, and take 2 more breaths here, pressing your right palm and your left heel even further away from one another. Inhale, exhale, release the arm. Relax the spine. So we're going to hold on to the knee and just do a little flexion. Inhale, come up, and left knee, a little bit of flexion. Let's repeat that. Inhale, lengthen the spine up. Exhale, posterior tilt, roll it back. Inhale, rise up. Switching sides. Extend the right leg out. Left knee stays pulled in. So the heel of your left foot's about in line with your right leg. Take a moment to rock back and forth between the sit bones, maybe a little anterior, posterior tilt. Get acquainted with them. And find that position for right leg about halfway out. Okay, not your max. I'm not going as far as I can go. I also want to try to keep my pelvis straight ahead, so I don't want to open so wide that my pelvis rotates right. Okay. Roll the right leg inwardly, so your right kneecap points to the left, right big toe points to the left. Pull your toes towards you on that right foot. Press the heel away. Good. Anchoring down into each sit bone. Rise up into your spine. Your rib cage isn't rotated right or left. Let's say this on the other side, but establish a gaze point that's about 4 to 5 feet in front of you. Just like we did for our other seated ELDOA. Good. Keep hold of that knee with your right hand. Take your left hand out. Use it to help you lift and elongate your spine. There you go. So we want to stay connected with the elongation of the spine with the breath. And then we add the arms. We're going to take that left arm straight out in front of us. You're always welcome to stay in this position if you're feeling challenged enough there. You don't need to race forward. Okay, there's never an end to this practice, so don't be in a rush. Your next inhale, take your arm up. The important part with this practice, and I think with a lot of other practices, is that we want to find that edge for ourselves. How hard can we work and still manage what we're doing? We're not getting sloppy. We're not,
doing these kinds of things. So if you're here and you can't correct it, no big deal. Bring your hand back to the floor. You're going to get a lot more out of it that way. So once we're here, establish sit bones rooting down, crown rising up, find your gaze point, find your breath. And then pressing out through your left palm, reach out through your right heel and breathe. Inhale, exhale, elongate the spine. Keep breathing smoothly and fluidly. So although we're working intensely, the breath can be cool, calm, and collected. So take 3 more breaths. Find the end of your exhale. Let there be a pause there. Good. Quiet the breath down. Lengthen your exhale. Get a little taller. And then release the left arm down. Relax the right leg. Posterior tilt. Find the flexion of your spine here. Inhale, rise up. Bending both knees. Okay, let's do 3 of those together. Tailbone to pubic bone to navel, round back. Good. Pull your head towards your knees. Inhale, roll up. Posterior tilt. Exhale, roll it back. Right to about here. You can even press your elbows outward as you try to pull your nose or your forehead to your knees. And then we inhale, elongate up. One more time. Tailbone to pubic bone to navel, navel to breastbone. I get to about halfway. I like to do this, but I like it better with my elbows a little bent. I get more out of it, but all options are good. Press your elbows out and then pull yourself closer to your knees and then inhale, roll all the way back up. So one more piece and seated. We're going to extend the left leg out again. Go here, or you can go here. Okay, I'm going to turn to the side so you can see. It's going to be a little variation on a twist. So we're going to be twisting to this direction, but instead of doing kind of the traditional over here, we're going to come underneath and grab here. Okay, so anchor your sit bones again. Lengthen up through your spine again. Lengthen up through your right arm. Inhale, exhale. Oh, but your hand's not coming back to the floor. We're going to use the arm to help us twist around. So use your left arm. Don't forget about length of the spine. So here's what's going to happen. We're going to inhale, pull on that leg to help us deepen into the twist. That's where we inhale, exhale, little recoil. Pull on the leg. Inhale, lengthen my spine, twist. Exhale. Inhale, start playing with the direction of the arm. Exhale, soften. So as the arm comes up, it changes what the experience is, what's happening, what parts of the spine and body are moving. Good. 2 more like that, then I'm going to add to it for you guys. Okay, so couple the breath with it. Inhale, lift and open. Exhale, release. Try a few down low. Inhale, twist and open. Exhale, release. 1 more. And then we're going to exhale, round into it, like you're drawing a big figure 8 with your arm. Okay, so if you get confused at this point, just start with a figure 8 with your arm, and then you're going to follow it. You've already been here. And so we exhale, flex and round the spine. Inhale, open. Exhale, flex. Inhale, open. Keep pulling on that leg. Your hand is there for a reason. 2 more times. And then inhale, open up. Exhale, release back to center. Grab onto that knee. Exhale, around your spine. Inhale, lengthen. Bend both knees. Place your feet on the floor. Okay, let's do a rounding of the spine. Pull that tailbone to the pubic bone to the navel. Exhale, roll back. Pause halfway. And then elbows press back out. Elbows press out. And then I try to pull my nose and my forehead towards my knees. And then I inhale, open. Now we do the same thing to the other side. So we're going to take right leg extended out. Okay, you can be here. Next step would be here. Okay, you want to try to keep the big toe rooted down wherever you are. It gets harder when you're here. Okay, but do what feels best for you. So I'm going to reach under my leg and grab on here. Anchor the sit bones, lift and elongate the spine. Taking that left arm up, we're going to inhale, lift up, and start this pull here. So each time you pull, your right hand pulls on that leg, it helps you pull your right shoulder forward, which is going to help you intensify the twist. Okay, so we're here. I'm going to inhale, pull on my leg, lengthen my spine, try to deepen the twist. Exhale, soften. Inhale. Exhale, soften. Inhale, deepen the twist. Exhale, soften. And now start coming up a little higher. Inhale, exhale, soften. Take a couple there. You see, okay, what happens when I go low? So we're just working in this end range here. Good. One more time, low maybe. And then let's come back up. Inhale. And now add that figure 8 arm. So here's what the arm is doing. And then the spine just starts to follow. So we're going to inhale, open, round it forward. We're just getting into some of that deep lower back fascia. Find breath. Inhale, extend and open. Exhale, flex and round. 2 more times. Exhale. Inhale. Nice. One more time. Exhale. Inhale. Bring yourself forward. Grab onto that knee. Posterior tilt. Flex the spine. Inhale. Rise up. Uncross the legs. And again, posterior tilt. Start at your base. Go back. Pull the belly muscles in tighter this time. Press your elbows to the side. Try to pull yourself toward your knees. And then inhale. Lengthen up. And again, posterior tilt, round, take it back, elbows press wide, pull yourself forward and up. Last time, posterior tilt, exhale, elbows go wide, inhale, roll yourself up. Nice work, everyone. Let your legs go up out to the side. If you have a yoga brick, actually, let's come into this position first. The cobbler's pose. Have your strap handy. Nice variation. You can just place it underneath the feet. Roll the shoulders down and back. Let's keep the big toes, big toe mounds together. Knees press out to side walls. Good. And then let it bounce a little bit. Bouncing just gently and easily. Good. And now press the soles of the feet together again. Press your knees further apart. This time, as you pull on your ankles, try to move your pubic bone and belly button forward, more anterior tilts. That's it. Knees press, not necessarily down. Think more out to the side walls here. And as you go out to the side walls, they'll naturally go down. Good. One more breath. And release. Take your feet a little further away from you. Okay. If you have a brick, place the brick between your feet. If you don't have a brick, you can make scaffolding to hold you up. Or one of my favorites when I don't have a brick is I just do this. The point of it is I want you to find some place where you can rest comfortably. Okay? So coming onto your sit bones, do that same anterior tilt again. Let's come into this together. So we're going to lengthen the spine. Create length. Walk my hands forward, keep creating length until the last moment when I've created as much length as possible, I can come into a very comfortable edge to this stretch. There's still some intensity there. It's not that I don't feel anything, but it's that comfortable edge where an edge I can respond to, okay, not just get rigid around. Right? That tells me that the stress has been turned up on your body when I have somebody that's hit one of those spots and they can't move, right? The body's rigid, it's not letting go. So we want to learn to let off a little bit so we can make those adjustments. We can have room to move. I call it shifting into that neutral space or pushing pause, because we can have a little more space. We can have that ability to make a decision of how to move based on how we feel versus what we might be forcing ourselves to do. Okay, so let's just be here for another minute or so. Nice, more of a yin, a softening posture. See if you can take this opportunity to let go of the idea of doing anything other than breathing and letting gravity do the rest of the work. Breathing in and out through your nostrils. Quietly, effortlessly.
quietly, effortlessly. And as you inhale, draw the breath into the back body around the kidneys. Let that space fill with breath as you inhale so that you can soften more on your exhale. And you allow even more ease in this posture now by bringing a little more length into your exhalations, a little more ease into the muscles of the face, softening the pelvic floor, softening the hips. Find the space at the end of your exhalation now. Notice that it's there. And as we get closer and closer to Shavasana, that space, it's a little longer as you prepare yourself, not just physically, but mentally for the practice of Shavasana. You can be here if you'd like to stay longer, you're more than welcome. Otherwise, you're going to inhale. Slowly bring yourself back up. Do a little posterior and anterior tilting of your pelvis. Posterior tilt, roll back, lift your feet up off the floor, and rolling down. Take a couple of breaths with your knees wide, flattening your pockets, your sacrum, your waistband, your lower back, middle back, shoulder blades, lengthen your spine. Remember, arms are active here. Pull the knees back in so they're hips distance apart. Draw the chin down. Looking at your knees, lengthening through the back of your neck. Inhale, take both arms up to the sky. Find external rotation of the shoulders. Extend your wrist. And then inhale, open up your arms into a T position, but we're going to actually lift them slightly higher than the shoulder. Yeah. Thumbs are going to be hovering off the floor and just pressing the palms away from the body. Look at your knees and elongate your spine. So first, paying attention to that sense of elongating the spine, just like you did when you were here. Okay, nothing's really changed with the spine. We've just changed the limb position a little bit. Now let's take 5 more breaths. And I want you to press your palms as far away from your shoulders as you can, as far away from your rib cage. Keep your chin down. Slide the back of your head away from the sacrum again. Find your breath. Now try to keep that part of the spine that's right between your shoulder blades on the floor. Last 2 breaths. Inhale, smooth breath. Quiet breath, slightly elongated exhale. Maintain your arms, but relax your right foot to the floor, left foot to the floor. Then relax the arms, palms just relax, palms to the sky. Good. Pull the feet off the floor one at a time again. Inhale and exhale, let your legs rotate to your right. Finding any kind of twist that feels good for you now. You might have your legs a little wider, okay? Some kind of twist that works for you. Some of you might like a twist like this. Head can be on straight. If you turn your head in the direction of the legs, it's going to open that opposite neck and shoulder really nicely. Breathe into the left side of your rib cage. And with your exhales, let gravity do the work as it sinks that part of the ribs closer to the floor. Release all effort here. You're not doing anything. You're just breathing and receiving. Letting gravity do the work. Bringing our head back to center first. Lengthen through the spine. Legs come back to center. Unwind them. Do that same twist to the other side. So it could either be a twist like so. Okay. Maybe it's like so. It's like so. All are great, all offer different sensations. So the legs are now over to the left. Head can be on straight. Okay, if you turn the head to the left, it opens the right side of the neck. Or you can take the twist all the way through the spine and turn the head to the right. As you exhale, let the weight of your shoulders go. And breathing into the right side of the rib cage now. Inhale. Exhale. Let your body be heavy and just sink into all this space you've created with your practice. Bringing ourselves back to center, starting with the head and the legs. 3 breaths, flattening your sacrum, your pockets, elongating your spine. We've done this a number of times today. It should be quicker and easier to get into. Maintain your spine, release one foot and the other. Press the palms into the floor, one bridge, posterior tilts. Tuck your tail and slowly releasing and elongating the spine back to the floor. If there's any remaining postures that you want to take, please do that. Honor your body. Otherwise, let's settle into a little shavasana. As you stretch your legs out, if you feel any tension in your lower back, just place something underneath the knees. Rolled yoga mat, a foam roller, yoga bricks. If you have a chair or a couch handy, drape your legs on the mat. This little adjustment you can do for yourself here as you bend your elbows and your arms. Press your elbows down into the floor to roll your shoulders underneath your body. Okay, tuck your chin, elongate the back of the neck, then release your arms. From there, keep the length in the back of the neck. You might need to tuck your tail a little bit more. Helps you create a little more length in your spine. Closing your eyes. Feel your body, feel yourself lying on your yoga mat. Returning back to that awareness of you inside the 4 corners of your mat. Now just resting in stillness. Softening the soles of the feet and the legs. Soften the pelvic floor, the hips. Soften your belly. Soften the muscles around the spine from your tailbone. Following the spine up to the lower back, middle back, the neck. All the way up to the nape of the neck, let the weight of your head sink. Relax your shoulders, arms, wrists, hands, and fingers. Soften the muscles of your scalp and temples. Soften the muscles around your eyes, your jaw, and your throat. Inhaling that sense of ease, exhaling any remaining tension in your body. Just like a light in the darkness, allow the movement of breath to draw your attention. Feel how the breath moves you from the inside. The breath is quiet. There's depth to your inhalations. There's gentleness on the exhalations. There's ease on the inhalation and ease on the exhalation. Allow the sound of the breath to just lure you in now. You're not controlling the breath. You're just watching it. You watch the flame in the campfire. Allowing that quality of ease to settle into your being as you rest here. without changing anything, just notice. Noticing your breath. Noticing yourself resting here on the mat in this moment. Noticing the sounds around you from near to far. Just taking it all in. And noticing again the ease with your breath and the ease with your body. So for your next few inhales, bring that ease fully into yourself. Your exhales, allow it to spread into all parts of your being. And beginning to wiggle fingers and toes. Slowly, reluctantly, bringing your physical body back. And bending your knees one at a time, pulling the legs into the chest. Maybe taking them wide again, finding your pockets, your sacrum. Just a gentle anchoring now. An elongation of your spine. Find your breath. Now bring your breath with you, right? Bring it with you. As you move from that resting position, bring yourself into an upright position. The breath can be like a thread that you pull with you. Bring yourself all the way back up into seated. Keep your eyes closed. As you return to seated, returning awareness to the breath. Finding that ease around the breath in this vertical position. Your next inhale, bringing your hands into prayer position. Thanking that part of you that brought you here today. Certainly glad you're here. So allowing this to be the opportunity for us to honor the light we share in one another, in each other. And with this, we create brighter lights for the world to see. Namaste. Thanks again for being here today. I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.